anything interesting that you've read or watched in the past few days? Oh my God!
You told
You
me, na?
Yes, yes, yes.
I got it through Amazon, and I
Oh,
almost read. Only few pages left.
how are you liking it?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm liking it.
That's so nice. Even I got this book today. My brother sent it to me for Rakhi.
Okay.
Rakhi present.
Oh,
So nice.
yeah.
It's world's greatest short stories.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
read and let you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm so glad you're reading Bhagat Singh. To a book
Because you
that I
told me,
never.
na? You told me
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So how are you liking it so far? Any changes in perception?
Yeah. In the first few pages, he told about that. Huh? That why, yeah. Others people thought that he is very, he has a vanity, and he is very proud like that.
Yeah.
So he denied all these things, that it is not what they think.
Yeah, yeah. And wow,
Vain,
I'm just
one word was that, vain glorious, I think. One word,
what? What was it?
vain glorious, VAINGLORIOUS.
Okay, what is that?
It means very proudly like this. Vanity, have the vanity.
Ah, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Wow, you've taught me a new word today. Vainglorious. Excessively proud of oneself. Oh.
Yeah, it is there in the book that people used to tell him like that because he was atheist, he did not believe in God. Then people told him that he is
That's,
vainglory.
yeah, that's what people do a lot of times. When someone comes out as an atheist or a non-believer, that's the first thought that most people have. Are you very proud of yourself? So,
But
yeah,
but I never did ask you.
yeah. I mean, most people.
I am just joking.
Yeah, not you, most people. Interestingly, that's also one of the topics in our document for today. Like, majority of the people believe that God created the entire universe, and we have all sorts of mythological, um, evidences for it, mythological stories, mythological narratives of
Mhm.
how God created the entire universe. But I don't think that's how we're here.
Yeah.
That Yeah. So, um, it's nice that you're reading. It's so nice that you're picking up words. I mean, mostly with me, I read stuff, and if there's a word that only appears once or twice, I sometimes tend to ignore it. But if there's a word that's being repeatedly used
Mhm.
in any book, then I look for it and I search for the meaning and stuff. But it's so nice that you're picking up words and you also remember those words. So
No,
that's
remember, but now I remember, but after few days I will forget because if we
no,
don't
no,
use
you're
this
not.
word.
I'll tell you why. Because you've used it in a sentence. You've had a conversation about this word now. So you'll not
Mm.
forget it now. You might have if we weren't having this conversation. But now I don't think you will. Because that's how I remember a lot of words. That I could have forgotten, but because I had a conversation about it, I
Mhm.
remember those words. So yeah, I
There is
mean,
another word which is called epithet. Okay, epithet. So this is what I found, that this is an adjective. You can use it for for praising someone or criticizing someone. But I
yeah.
don't know how to behave, how to use it. It is
So
there that.
basically, you know how title is used, the word title. So okay, I'll give you, um let me search for, how the word title is used in sentences, epithet is used in the same way. So um he was awarded the epithet of being so and so.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Let me search for a better example. Hmm. Uh, there's nothing I can come up with. But yeah, you get the point. I mean, that's how it's used. Um, why can we not find something when we're looking for it? Yeah. So one example that Google came up with was again the same way. His charitable works have earned him the epithet of Mr. Philanthropy.
Okay.
So it's interchangeable with the word title. So he's
Mm,
earned the title of being a philanthropist, or he's earned the epithet of being Mr. Philanthropy.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's how it's used. All right. So yeah, what's next on your to read list?
I don't know. Actually, you told me, so I immediately placed an order and got the book and I started reading. Almost I'm finishing it. Next, I will have to look for another one. Yeah, I should read regularly, I think.
Yeah, I mean, uh, previously when I did not get the time to read because I was so busy in a lot of other works. But I think since the last 3 months, I've made it a point to read at least one book every month. It
Okay,
could be a big book. It could be, now it could range from 400 pages to anything. Like it could be a 150-page book, it could be a 400-page book, but I will read a book every month.
okay.
So yeah, I've been read so far so good. I've been completing one book every month. Currently I'm reading The 40 Rules of Love.
Okay.
This is also a very interesting book. So
So, do you read the serious kind of book or the simple like Chetan Bhagat books? Do you like to read those also?
I keep switching. So before this, like last month, I was reading a book which was on a political theory. It's called Anarchism. I don't know if you've heard of it. So the book was called On Anarchism, and it was exploring that one political theory. So it was a pretty serious book,
Okay.
and yeah, and then I switched to this 40 Rules of Love. Uh, it's a novel about Sufi saints. So before that, I was reading Dracula, which again is
Okay.
a gothic novel. So I keep switching between genres. I don't have, because if I do fixate myself on one particular kind of book, I will get bored of it and I
Okay.
will never want to read that genre again. So that happened with me when I was reading horror books for a very long time. Before Dracula, I was reading Frankenstein, then I was reading Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All of these are very popular horror gothic books. And then I started getting a little bored. So,
So, when you read this horror kind of book, so do you ever dream that some horror?
no, 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 no. Books don't do that to me. But when I'm watching a horror movie, yeah, then how will I dream? I'm unable to sleep. Yeah. So,
Nowadays, also you watch horror movies.
no, now I don't. When I was younger, I used to. Now I don't get the point of wasting so much time into something that's not going to make you feel good at the end of it.
Yes, yes, right.
Yeah. And same with people who, go to the theaters, go to the movies to watch horror movies. Why are you paying people money to scare you? Yeah, what's the point? So, yeah.
But I was also like that when I was in college. So I used to love watching these horror movies. So if there was any horror movie, I took interest in watching those horror movies. But now, no.
Which is by far the best horror movie that you've watched? Something that really scared you. And yeah.
Mm, I don't remember actually. There was one movie, very old one. It was an Hindi movie. Okay, so that was black and white movie. Its title was Pohora. Pohora means I think mist in English.
Yeah, probably. I'm not aware of the word. Yeah.
Okay, so it was, yeah. It, it scared me when I watched that one.
Wow.
And in English, I think Exorcist. Exorcist also a bit scary. Scary.
Exorcism?
Uh,
Exorcist.
ex-
Yeah, exorcist.
Exorcist.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, exorcism is a practice that's it's very widespread, especially in rural areas. I mean, people
Mm,
don't know it's exorcism, but the practice in itself is very widespread. In
yeah.
India also, in rural areas of India. Yeah.
And in the name of exorcism, they exploit the people, those
Yes. That's
gullible people.
yeah, yeah. That's also a very sad reality. Yeah. But yeah, so what's your favorite genre otherwise? If not horror, what do you like? What kind of
I like thriller, suspense and thriller, and comedy, both.
yeah. So there's this thriller that I was watching. It's a Korean movie. Um, it's not a suspense thriller because it was based on a true story,
Mm,
and the killer had not been discovered yet when the movie was made. The movie was made in 2003, and
mhm.
because it was based on a true story and the killer was not discovered, the suspense remained intact. But in 2019, the killer surrendered and he admitted to all of those crimes, and he actually admitted to watching that movie. And I was just
Okay.
thinking, how must have he felt,
Mhm.
watching a movie about himself and no one knows it's him. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So
it
now
was,
he has surrendered.
yes, yes, yes. I saw that recently, very recently. It's it blew my mind. It was wonderfully made, like wonderfully directed, wonderfully pictured. Everything was on point. It was really
Oh,
nice. Yeah, you can watch it. It's called Memories of Murder. It's not a
memory.
suspense thriller because I mean there is a suspense. It's just that the suspense remains even after the movie ends because we don't know who the murderer is. But otherwise, like, wow, it was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So, um, have you watched any foreign films like outside of India and outside of Hollywood? Any other foreign language films or anything?
Uh, Long back I watched, but I even forgot also. I cannot tell you about those movies. One or two movies I've seen. Earlier this film festival. So
Mm-hmm.
film festival happened for a week. So there are many films from various countries and in their language, say
Yes,
French,
yes,
like
yes.
with subtitles. Yeah, I watched some of them, but
Hmm.
really I don't remember now. It's long back, say 30 years ago. Maybe.
That's nice because there are some very good French thrillers. I cannot remember the names right now, but I've watched some of those in the past 6 months, and all of them were amazing. Like they were all really good, very well made. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And there was also this movie that I watched. It's a very old movie. It's actually regarded as the first horror movie, like the first proper horror movie. It's a German movie. It's called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's it said that that's how the horror genre started. It started with this movie, and before that, people did not know that there could be something like horror and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a really nice movie. Okay, so we have 3 more minutes to go. I'll quickly give
mhm.
you the feedback because there's not much to say. You spoke
Mhm.
very well. Um, I've always had good conversations with you, and it was the same in this session. And there's no specific area really that needs attention, but yeah, very few minor errors here and there, which I correct wherever I come across them. But otherwise, you're doing very well, very very well.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Do you ever go back and rewatch your first few sessions, and then do you ever do that? Go back and rewatch your first
No, no, no. But say today we have a session right now. Then I will go back and
your video froze.
so then I see where I have made the mistake and what are the advice that given by the tutor. I just try to follow.
So
And very rarely I go back to the previous recording because there are so many.
yeah, I mean, but go and watch your first video at least, your very first session. You will instantly feel
Hmm.
very
Yes.
confident because you've improved a lot. So when you go back and watch your first video, and then because you know how you are now and how well you speak now, you will instantly feel very very confident. I do that a lot in a lot of other things. So when I started drawing, I go back and rewatch some of my first few sketches and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
make
that's true. You're right. Because initially I was also hesitant also while speaking to the tutor,
yeah.
and so when I would get to see those initial videos, yeah,
Yes, you feel very empowered and happy and confident. So yeah, whenever you get times, go and do it. It'll be a good experience because
yes,
there's nothing better than watching yourself improve in any area. Not this specifically, but in anything. It's a very good feeling.